Hola, Parker. Welcome back from your fantastic vacation. I've missed you dearly. I'm so excited to hear how your week-long vacation with no Elevation Nation, no full-time job, pura vida relaxation was. How was your trip, bro? It's great to see you.
What's up, Sam? I'm back. It was good. We haven't done one of these in a while. Yeah, it was splendid. Getting out of the country, I went to the Dominican Republic, Punta Cana. Got to use my Spanish speaking skills quite often and hang on the beach and do absolutely, I wouldn't say absolutely nothing. I was very intentional about what I did, and that was take time to relax and be mindful of just like the moment and really enjoy every minute. And I did that, as you know, by turning off my phone all week, disconnecting from technology for an entire week. And it was pretty nice and special.
So I'm very glad you had a good time, but what I'm more interested about is hearing how that was. Did you find yourself reaching into your pocket to grab your phone? Like, were there habits that you didn't notice you did? What was that like, actually not using your phone for an entire week?
I think the biggest thing for me was I wear an Apple Watch, and I still wore my Apple Watch, but my Apple Watch was never really buzzing or anything. It was just on my wrist to look at the time. When I looked at, I had my phone with me just in case I needed it. I also, me, I have my credit card attached to my case. So if I needed it, but I never really needed it, just in case I had my phone, but it was always on airplane mode. And I'll be honest, there were some urges. I'll just look. I'll just see what's up.
Sure.
Maybe I'll check my text messages, see how many emails I got. But I went into it telling all the people that, I feel like who would probably be reaching out or who needed to know, where I was or whatever. I said, hey, if you need anything, reach out to JJ, who is my girlfriend. And you know what? It was great not having to think about what was going on in the world, what, was going on with Elevation Nation, EY, my personal life, even just in tune with the people I was there with, really relaxing and, reading my book. And I think it was just special. It was really cool. It was we had a guest on who was talking about this. I forget who said this.
I believe it was Hayden Humphreys who unplugged for a full week without his phone.
Or Christian?
I believe it was Hayden. Hayden went on a camping trip. Yeah.
He called it a purge or something.
Yeah.
Some type of purge. And yeah, it was cool. I definitely felt refreshed and coming back. And it's wow, you realize how much you use your phone and how much you're connected. And how nice it is to actually live in the moment. And I realized, honestly, the days flew by. Just every second of it just flew by.
Yeah, it is wild sometimes where how quickly your days go by when you're not distracting yourself. But it seems counterintuitive because you would think that you do distract yourself, right? And that would make things go faster.
I mean, yeah, if we're talking about things going faster now, do you necessarily want your day to go faster? I've always thought about this. Do you always want things to go fast and just get it over with so that the day's over? I've always thought about that.
Not if you like what you're doing.
Is that depressing? Is that depressing?
I would say so.
Is that upsetting that you think that you want the day to go by faster while you're just living your life?
Yeah, but a lot of people live like that, right? Living for the weekends. It kind of reminds me of something that our guest this week, AJ Eckstein, talked about, which was he loves surfing. And one of the things he did was he noticed how many surfers were living in their vans and seemed to be happier than all the people who had big time jobs and made a lot of money. I don't know, when you don't have distractions in comparing yourself to other people, does it allow you to be happier? You're not waiting for something else to happen. You're just living.
Yeah, and that's what I think was really nice about unplugging is because I wasn't comparing myself to anybody. I wasn't looking about, oh, Sam's doing this, or Elevation Nation has this many views or listens, or, I got this email from EY, person I got to think about or whatnot. Like, it was just like, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm grateful. And my job this week is to just be, essentially. Just be.
Did you observe?
And that's pretty nice.
Did you notice things that you maybe hadn't in the past? Like small little things? I don't know, like nature or things about you and your mind or your body or your fitness or... I don't know. Like, I'm just curious if it heightened your senses. Like when you close your eyes and you go to one of those dinners, right? And like your senses get heightened because you're not distracted with vision. Like, was it like that where you were able to not get distracted by technology? That'd be kind of cool.
I didn't necessarily have like a sensation or anything, but I definitely was like more mindful, like of my surroundings. Like, because let's say I was sitting down, it was like 5 o'clock, the sun is coming down, all that. I was just sitting outside, like, oh, okay, well, usually I feel like I'd be looking at my phone, sitting on the porch while reading my book, or like reading my book, putting it down, 15 minutes, pick up my phone. Whereas here, I was just sitting. I was like, all right, I got 2 hours till dinner. What am I going to do? I don't want to watch TV. Had my book, read a little bit, and just like looked around, listened to the breeze, the people talking, the birds chirping, all those. And like, it's nice. And it reminded me, it's like, damn, we should be doing that every day, regardless if we're looking at our phone or not, taking a step back. And, we've had this discussion with, I believe it was John Camardella or Rich Keller, like taking a step and looking at the birds on the ground, like walking across you. And then the wind
time out.
The
birds on the ground walking across you? Birds are walking across you like frequently these days, Parker?
Not across like me physically, but like across like, like they're passing by, like, what's up? They're waving.
The pigeons zapping you up.
Birds just kind of walking. I feel like the birds in New York, I've learned that they just do their own thing and they're almost people where they're literally just like walking. They don't get scared. They're not skittish at all.
Yeah.
New York City birds are just like...
New York City birds are part of...
They're not afraid of
anything. Are those
anything.
birds you want to notice, though? I don't know.
I wouldn't necessarily call them beautiful birds, but I would call them like... I think there's something interesting to look at, like something else that's living, that's not a human.
Yeah, I always find it interesting, right? Like, what else you can notice when you live in the current moment. Now I like kind of want to challenge myself, Parker, to go a couple days without. I mean, I guess I really got to be on vacation.
I've never gone 6. It was 6 days. I've never done 6 days. I've done the most I've done is 2.
Yeah. Did you feel like less anxiety? Like, dude, sometimes I hear that ping noise from Teams
100%.
or like my cell phone buzzing, and I literally get like they're like mini adrenaline rushes, which I get is like, I guess, normal when you get startled, but it's also, that's gotta be so unhealthy for you. Like getting an adrenaline rush with notifications.
I had zero anxiety all week. Just the only anxiety I had, Sam, was literally like on the golf course, hitting the ball. Like, is it going straight or not? Like, literally, I was on the golf course. Usually I like am plugged into my app. I'm looking around. This time I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play. I'll use the flags to determine
Did you walk or did you drive?
I'll look at the freaking card.
Because I was going to say, I walked about
like
9 holes of golf once, and you feel the game in a different way. I think it's similar to like the starting and stopping of us using technology, where it's like there's quick bursts of attention. Like you grab your phone, then you're back to reality. You grab your phone, and then you're back to reality. I think walking instead of riding a cart in golf is very similar to that, right? You get in the flow of, I know how far I am. I know the feel of the ground. You hit a shot, and instead of walking up to it, being in that moment, embracing that shot and thinking about the next one, you like run to the cart path, hop in your cart, and drive, if you're like me, way too fast down to the next shot. It's like, I don't know. That was an interesting analogy that I think kind of holds true to that constant picking up your phone.
I think the biggest takeaway, if I had one takeaway from this experience, is that we use our phones so much, today. We do. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. Well, okay, there's the outliers, whatever. Majority of us use our phones like crazy, whether it's for work, whether it's for pleasure, leisure, whatever. Okay. What this helped me realize is that you don't need your phone. And we fill so much time in our lives with this freaking device that you don't need, that we think we need. Because it gives us those adrenaline rushes. It gives us the instant gratification that we think we want and what we need, because it's going to make us happy wherever we are, whenever
Can I add to that?
And
not just those.
Yeah,
I don't think it just gives us those spikes of dopamine and instant gratification. I think it also
security.
I think it gives us security in our comfort zone. Think about how many public social situations you've been in where you might not know someone or know what to do, or you're trying to buy time, so you just grab your phone. Like sitting in line at the checkout, right? Like you don't know the people around you, so you're not going to talk to them, and you don't want to like look at more products, or you don't want to look what's in your cart, so you just grab your phone. Instead of like observing other people getting checked out, I don't know. Everyone hides their eyesight in their phone because they don't want to be, is it rude? I don't know. What is the reason behind that?
It's a hyper addiction to the comfort and instant gratification of what we can get with our cell phones. Because whether it's you scrolling on Twitter or Instagram, when you scroll down, it's a slot machine. You never know what's going to come next, or you just want to answer that text or that email, or you want to look something up. You want to look at CNN to see what's all going on in the world, or the stock market. There's always things to gravitate towards.
And the screen doesn't talk back to you.
But
right? Like
no,
if you look up and you
want.
make eye contact with a stranger at the checkout, you might have to talk to that person. Like, oh God.
Yes, Sam, you might have to talk
That's
to that
scary
person,
for a lot of people, unfortunately. I think that's part of it too. It's more than that, just that gratification. I think it's people are nervous of social situations now sometimes. They'd rather pretend that they're busy. Right? Like, think about how many times you're walking through. Bro, I'm just thinking about like when you're on the streets of New York or DC, and there's people in those vests pamphleting for some cause. Right? Like, how many times have you thrown in AirPods or pretended you were on the phone or texting so you didn't have to look at them and say, I'm not interested, have a nice day? Like, you'd rather hide behind your screen than have that social interaction of rejecting someone, of, no, I'm not interested. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, if that's ever happened to you.
I know exactly what you're talking about. But this has made me realize that you just don't need it. You don't need this phone where we have society has convinced, we have this like agreed upon law that we all need these things to be productive, to be contributing members of society, and we've all believed it. We've all bought into it. And this experience led me realize, wow, we don't need this by any, like, you can live a really, really happy, fulfilled life without this freaking thing. And if someone needs you, and they really need you, we'll send it. They can always get in contact you with some way. Like, that's 2022 now.
That's true. You saw someone what hotel you're staying.
You just got to let them know where you are.
What hotel you're staying at, and you'll be fine. It's a fair point. I love it. I'm really proud of you for doing that. But, I mean, I know it was probably like easy-ish for you because you think that way, but I think for a lot of people, they would never even consider that. It's hard. Even when I take off time from work, like on vacation, I don't fully unplug. I'm scared I'm going to miss too much. I'm scared it's going to be too hard when I come back. Like, I'm sure your Monday was shit, but I'm sure it was worth getting 6 days of freedom, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think it was like me being scared, like, oh wow, like I'm gonna have a lot of work on Monday, or I'm gonna like, or you know, what if this person was stalk, or like I'm gonna miss something. It was just like, all right, it is what it is. If people need me, they can call me.
Call
JJ.
me, beat me.
That's it.
If you want to reach me,
that.
If you want to page me, it's okay. Do you know that quote, Parker?
I believe so.
You want to guess?
No, No. Yes. Is it Hannah
No,
Montana?
But you are close. Call me, beat me. If you want to reach me, if you want to page me, it's okay.
Call me maybe.
I'm pretty sure it's Kim Possible.
Oh, so
What?
it was Disney Channel. Dang,
Yeah.
that was a full guess.
Right?
That was. I could have
Or is
guessed
it
any
that's-
person in the entire world. Hannah Montana was the first
Yeah, I
person that
think
came
it's
to my mind.
call me, beat me. If you want to reach me, if you want to page me, it's okay. Now we're going to have to look it up because I don't want to be an idiot. Call me, beat me. Yeah, Kim Possible.
We're over 15
All right,
minutes.
well, is that our quote for the day? Is that our perspective? Or do you have something? I love
That's
it.
it.
All right, Panitch's
That's it.
perspective. Call me, beat me. If you want to reach me, if you want to page me, it's okay. Until next week, Elevation Nation.
I have to have relief.
Peace.
Anyway.